we've been dealing with a lot here this past week. A guy that I dealt with a long time ago, who kind of fell off the grid. Um, he is having some problems. I guess he's got dementia now. I don't want to mention the guy's name or anything like that, but we've been having problems with him because of the dementia, and it's adding a lot of problems for the girl that he got married to, and she's finding out that it's more of a handful. So we're trying to figure this out, and we're working now with. We're probably going to end up working with the embassy and an attorney here to try to get him back home or get him in a nursing home here. But we're trying to figure everything out. So we're going to try to work on that maybe a little bit this week. I'm just going to help the girl and kind of guide her, his wife. Um, Not much I can do except for guide her. So we're going to try to get the embassy involved because he's got to get home somehow. I think the state or the federal government or something's going to have to get involved in here because he can't stay here in the condition that he's in. But it's kind of an interesting case, just the same. But it's something that can happen to all of us here. So, but anyway, who we got on board here? We got 4 people on board, 2 thumbs up, 12 people already. So anyway, yeah. So we've been working with that guy with dementia. I just spoke with his sister, and I guess she's got too much going on in her life, so she can't really help him out that much. But we can do more here actually, probably than she can do there, because she lives in Mexico actually. So we'll see what happens. We'll get it all figured out. Let's see. Jeff Lay says, "Have you heard about the One Health Pass website not working? So frustrating. One Health Pass doesn't exist. It's now something else. It's I'm not sure what it's called now, to be honest with you. But I know, yeah, Jeff, it's not working. One Health Pass is gone. It's passé. That's no longer exists. I'm not sure what they call it now. Maybe Sinfuls knows what it's called." Dari says, "Hey Steve, just finished watching your list of things to do prior to coming to the Philippines. What do you think of that, Dari? Did you think it was good? E-travel," Sinful says. It's e-travel. So Jeff, just look up e-travel. And that should do it for you. That should help you. John Doe 701. "How do I get a certificate to show that I'm not married?" Okay. Are they asking for that, John? Because a divorce certificate that's apostilled should be good enough. Timepiece videos, busy, just popping in to show some love. Have a good day, my friend. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Jeff Lay says, yes, same address. Let me see. Okay, so Jeff, you're still having problems. Maybe it's shut down or something like that right now. But Jeff, don't worry about that portion because you can fill that stuff out when you get here, they said. Okay, just FYI. It doesn't have to be filled out before you leave. You can fill out that stuff when you get here, apparently, from what I heard. I'm pretty sure all that stuff can be done later on when you get here. That's what I heard. That was the last report that I heard come from about that website. Okay, so just be aware of that. It might be down right now. I'm not sure if it's something the way you're loading stuff in, but just keep trying it. Go, do what you can do. Let's see. Winston Herring Jr. Good morning, Steve. I moved to Tijuana de Playas December 4th. There you go. I've actually been to Tijuana, right next to San Diego, so it's actually kind of different down there. Not a place I'd want to move to, I don't think, but definitely different. I actually just got off from chatting with somebody in Mexico just now. John Doe 701. I've never been married. I am 60 years old, I would say, and probably will get married when I go back to the Philippines mid-February. Okay, you need to get all the divorce documents and everything apostilled and get that ready. And you get that done at your state secretary's office, John. Okay, if you have any questions, you can email me and I'll give you my phone number. We can actually talk on the phone. It's Steven5975@yahoo.com. Okay, Steven is with a V. Sinful's just posted the Philippine Airlines website for the e-travel. Okay. Dari says, very good info. My biggest hang-up is the phone. My understanding is Skype allows you to send and receive text, which would be important to access American banks. Yes. Keep in mind that some American banks have been closing accounts with people because people are registering their accounts here and their address here in the Philippines. As soon as you do that, the banks won't work with you in some cases. So be careful. Some will, some won't, but sometimes they close you down like a year or two later. So it's best to get like State Department, Federal Credit Union. That's my advice. There are banks out there that will work with you, but just be careful. Sinful says, so just state you have not been married. Yeah, I would think. Okay, I got you. What you're saying? You're saying that you've never been married. Okay, I didn't read that part. Um, yeah, if you've never been married, I don't think you should have an issue. Darius says, you guys like Magic Jack? Yes, but it will not send bank SMS text in most cases. Some people have had it send text through to you with the codes and stuff like that, and some people say it doesn't work. So you really gotta be careful of Magic App and Magic Jack. Magic Jack is great for calling back to the States. It's phenomenal. It's the best thing going. It's the best thing for making calls around the world too, because you can buy international minutes super cheap. But okay, Sinful says John stated he has not been married. Okay, I didn't see that part, Sinful. I'm sorry. Maybe I read through it too fast or whatever. Yeah, if you haven't been married, you don't need anything. You shouldn't need anything. There's nothing, the United States is not going to give you something to say that you weren't married. You just tell them that you weren't married. Sinful says, Dari, yes, works great for the cost. Big Johnson says, good morning, Steve. Question, what is the best way to send a small to medium-sized package to the Philippines? Is FedEx or UPS viable or not too expensive way? I tell people to look up Balikbayan places that'll send Balikbayan boxes. You can usually look up Balikbayan shipper or something like that in your state. Sometimes it would be like a Filipino supermarket or something like that. You ask them, they'll tell you how to do it. Sometimes they do it themselves. They pick them up at those places. That's the best way to do it. There are shippers. I'm not that familiar that much with Balikbayan because I never had to do that. We were talking about this today. Just look up Balikbayan, because I had some guy and I told him to look up that, and he found a place right near his house that did do Balikbayan. Okay, so you just look up Filipino shipper or something like that, or Balikbayan box shippers. Be careful because there are ones that charge a lot. It shouldn't cost that much. It should be like around $100 or so. Some places charge way more, and they try to fall under that Balikbayan, but they're a different type of shippers, and they charge $200 to $300. So be careful. John Doe, thank you, Steve. Just so you know, it's 10 below in North Dakota right now. There we go. Michael L says, good morning, Stephen. Good evening, Stephen. How you doing, Michael? Good to see you on here tonight, man. Let's see, at least I'm on here tonight, thank God, because my internet was on the fritz last week. I went on, and as soon as I went on, it was telling me that I was having transmission problems or something like that. So, Sinful says, Magic Jack works for codes for me. Yes, it does for some people, which is kind of funny because for me it doesn't work. My banks will try to send me something, it won't come through. So I'm not sure why. Sinful says, my main bank is USAA. That might be why, because USAA is pretty lenient. Lazy Larry Lee says, watching ads. Thank you guys for watching the ads, by the way. That really helps us when you watch the ads. That's the only money we make is from the ads. Just let them play if you can. It's we're very thankful here if you do that. Jeff Lay says, Sinfuls, thank you for the link. Darius says, my bank gives me the option to send codes to email, which would be slower by accessible. Yes, my bank does that too. Some banks do that, some banks don't. Sinful says, at John Doe 701, I am sorry it was 80 here today. There we go. Lazy Larry Lee, hi Steven, how you doing, Larry? Good to see you on here, man. Dari says, but accessible. Sinful says, at Jeff Lay, YW. Lazy Larry, hi Sinfuls. Michael L, Google Fi and Google Voice will both transmit bank SMS codes. That's good to know. I've heard different things about them, though, that sometimes it doesn't come through with some banks, but I think what it is it's bank to bank, everything's different. I know with Magic Jack, some companies are onto that. Darius says, I'm also looking into Capital One 360 banking, which is an internet-based thoughts. I have Capital One, not 360 banking though. I have Capital One for my credit card, and I like them, actually. They're really, really good. Sinfuls just put out lbcexpress.com branches. There you go. So that should help you with the Balikbayan, guys. If you guys are looking to do yeah, it was I was gonna say LBC, but I wasn't sure if that was the ship. Or Sinful says that is the LBC locator site, and they do Balikbayans for shipping LBC, aka Balikbayan boxes. Thanks, Sinfuls, for that. I was gonna say LBC, but I wasn't sure if that was the one or if it was DHL. Sinfuls for shipping LBC, aka Balikbayan boxes. Big Johnson says I would want to send one in days, not weeks or months. A YouTube vlogger, Chubbs Dub C, mentioned his shout out guy Adrian needs jeans, and I'm close to his size and want to send 3 to 4 pairs to him. Okay, I gotcha. That's always a big help, man. Because we were talking about that actually on the video I did today about oversize. If you're really a big guy, you're not going to find clothes here that easy. I'm not big, but I mean I can find clothes here, but it's harder, much harder to find clothes. Sinful says that Big Johnson, then probably FedEx, but will cost. Alan Ricky says, thank you, Stephen. Appreciation and love for your effort. Thank you, man. Big Johnson, aren't the Balikbayans sent on ships and take a long time? Yes, they take 3 to 4 months, guys. 3 to 4 months on any Balikbayan boxes. Let's see, we got 25 people. 10 thumbs up, guys. Thanks. Not a big crowd tonight, but okay. Sinful says, Big Johnson, yes, takes more than 6 weeks, up to 12 weeks. Justin in Arkansas says, I have sent 6 Balikbayan boxes through UMAC, $100 for a jumbo box. Now, Justin, as you guys know, he's one of the contributors here on the channel. So he's sent quite a few boxes here. I actually have some boxes coming to me from somebody, and they asked me to hold them, so we'll see how that works out. He's supposed to ship them soon, or they're already on the ship maybe, I don't know. But I've never received anything from him yet, and it's been quite a while. John Doe 701, Steve, they're asking for a certificate legal capacity to marry. That is what is on application for marriage license. I think you can go to the embassy and get that. I don't know about any other way to get that. I think if you went to the embassy, you can get that. I believe I've heard this before in the past, and I think you just go to the embassy and they give you the legal capacity to marry. Okay, so you just go there, talk to them, and they'll probably take care of that. I don't think you can get that in the United States, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't gone through that, so I'm not sure. But I vaguely remember hearing something about going to the embassy and getting a legal capacity to marry certificate or something like that. I remember hearing something. Dari says Capital One 360 lets you do have checking, and also you can throw some savings into a CD and get better return versus money sitting in the savings. Oh yeah, I've seen that advertised when I go on there to check my account once in a while, my credit card account. Sinful says I have sent 32 jumbo boxes. Wow. Yeah, Sinful's got a lot of stuff here though. Let's see. Sinful says yes, you can get that at embassy. I got mine there for Philippine wedding. Okay, I gotcha. So that's correct news then. That's good, because I want to make. I know I heard that before. Morris Arias says, how about a normal face-to-face camera position? Well, I wish I could. I'm actually working on my computer to try to do something in the room here where it look a little bit better than really up, But this is what we got for now. So I'm using my iPad, by the way, because my iPad is easy for me to use, and it's very simple to use versus the computer. Okay, Maury. So let's see. Wait, Randy says, good evening from Korea. Thanks for the checklist vlog. Very helpful. Yeah, the checklist vlog, we've been working on that for quite a while. We are probably going to end up doing a part 2. So if you got anything else that you want to add to that, you want us to do something on there, feel free to throw it in the comments, and I'm going to approve all the comments after I get off here probably. Big Johnson says, I've also heard that in the Philippines, having an actual street address to ship to is and can make it hard to ship to. Yes. That can be a problem. You want to give them your phone number. What happens is that's why you put your phone number on there. Make sure you have that phone number on there, and put it on there a couple times if you can, so that they know that you have a phone number. Because if that phone number gets scraped off, or they bang the box and it damages that phone number, they're not going to be able to contact you to find out where you're at. And a lot of times addresses are kind of funky around here. I go out to the post office, tell them to call me when the letter comes for me. So Alan Garrettson says you don't pay customs fees when you ship Balikbayan boxes. No, it's usually included in the fee. You know, that's all part of it. Sinful says Big Johnson, having a proper address aids in delivery. They bring it right to your house. Let's see. Dari says the reason I bring up the cap one is to have, and then he stops. So I don't know what the rest is. Sinful says yes. Have number. They will call. Definitely, if you can, try to write it on the side of the box too. You know, your phone number or whatever, because if it gets scraped off on that address sheet, and put your address also on the side, if you can write it, you know, in magic marker or something like that. But ask them before you do that, because some people get kind of touchy about that if you have a lot of writing on the side of the box or whatever. I used to send Balikbayan boxes a long time ago, back in the 80s, so I don't know what it's like now. You know, but I remember back in the late 80s, early 90s, I used to ship some over here. So Michael L., you do pay custom fees on FedEx boxes on anything over 200 USD. Okay. Dari says, Cap 1 is another account to have in an event you lose access to other accounts. Yes. You should also, you should always have 2 accounts if you can. Okay? Because if something happens, man, you're kind of in trouble. You know, if your bank shuts down your account for any reason, or the IRS puts a lien on it or whatever, or something like that, you need to have an extra account somewhere. Preferably, you need to have one here with some money in it, so you can go home and fix things if you have to. Just be careful, you know. That's what I tell people. Be aware. Things do happen. I mean, I was talking earlier about the guy that here. He's got some sort of issue going on, Alzheimer's or dementia or whatever, from age related. I'm not gonna mention the guy's name, but it was a guy that I dealt with a long time ago. You probably remember. People were searching for him, trying to figure out if he was alive or not. Well, I just got a call from his wife, and she says now that he has dementia, and apparently we're gonna have to try to help him. And I really didn't want to get involved in this, but it seems like I'm gonna have to get involved. So I'm gonna help the girl, and I'm hooking her up with an attorney right now, and see if we can get him help and get him back home, and maybe get him put into a nursing home where he can get proper help. We'll see what happens, but we're gonna have to probably talk to the embassy about that. Things do happen, you know, and now she can't get into his account. That's why I wanted to talk about that, because she's going to have to get an attorney. She has access to the ATM card, but that's it. So she can't go in there and take out large sums, and they need to take out large sums right now to try to fix the situation. Let's see. Big Johnson, I'd be shipping from here in Texas to Chubbs and Angeles, so get his phone number for the contract then? Yes, definitely. So they can contact him when they're on the way to deliver it. Sinful says, I have 4 active accounts from the US plus my Philippine accounts. So that's a good idea. And he's lucky, because if something happens, Sinfuls will have 4 backup accounts with some money in there. Miss Cavalier is in here. That's my sister. How you doing, Colleen? So, let's see. Big Johnson says, I've never even tried to ship overseas, so I'm a bit flustered. It's not that hard. Balikbayan boxes are not that hard. From what I remember, it's just filling out the sheet and stuff like that. So just make sure you fill it out properly. And like I said, put the phone number on the side somewhere. Put phone, PH, and then put the phone number. So just in case the paperwork gets damaged of some, you know, or whatever, you have that on the side. Zane Underwood says number 16. There we go. Let's see here. We're running out of comments on here, so if you guys want to pop up some more comments, we can keep going here. Yeah, Sinful, this is my sister, Mrs. Cavalier. She's up in Maine. But to get back to the Balikbayan boxes, guys, the best way to ship stuff over here is Balikbayan because of the price. The price is very, very reasonable for most people. You know, Alan Garrettson says Philippine accounts are still depreciating versus US dollar accounts. Well, it depends on the day with the exchange rates and stuff like that. Sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down. So Big Johnson says it won't be a Balikbayan. It'll only be 20 pounds. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, so that's the easiest way to ship it probably. Sinful says I'm eating ice cream. LOL. Okay. Let's see. Miss Cavalier says we're buried in snow up here in Maine. I heard that today, Colleen. I heard up in the Dakotas and stuff. You guys got like a a cold wave up there or something. Zane Underwood says, Steve, can you talk about have rents gone up in the Philippines like inflation has gone up in the U.S.? Actually, Zane, no. I mean, I think that Sinfuls would agree with me on this, that rents have stayed pretty stable here. I mean, Sinfuls pays above $700 for his place, and he lives in a really high-end home, okay, for the Philippines. I pay $70 a month, and I have a decent home too, but I live differently. You know, I live more Filipino style. But no, rents have not gone up. They've actually stayed pretty low. That's the one thing that's pretty stable here, and that keeps it really cheap here. Zane Underwood says, Steve, can you talk about? Let's see, wait a second. Gregory Jensen says, I had to send documents to the Philippines years ago. Used DHL. It was expensive but quick. DHL I've used before, actually. They're pretty. Yes, they are quick. Let's see. Michael L says, Central Bank of Philippines seemed to be defending its currency 55.53 to the U.S. dollar. That's not bad. Bam Jamie says, I don't have my underpants on. That's good to know, Bam. You know, thanks for that. We got the visual now. Big Johnson, thanks for the info. Guess I'll go to FedEx or UPS and check into it. Okay. Lazy Larry Lee says, Miss Cavalier, we got some snow here in Capital District of New York, but not as much as you. So that's one thing I don't miss back home, I'll tell you, in Massachusetts. I do not miss the snow at all, or the cold. Bucky Travels Places, watching from Bangkok, Thailand. Thanks, Bucky. We're up to 50 people and 20 thumbs up, so we're doing pretty good tonight. We'll see how much we can get up to. Sometimes we get up to about 100, 150, but it's okay if we don't have that many people, as long as we keep the conversation going, guys. I guess they're having like a cold snap all across the Midwest to the east. No, yeah. The middle part of the country all the way up to like Maine and that area, Massachusetts, they're having a really bad cold snap with snow and bad weather. Michael Else is watching from frozen Middle America. See, so Michael's got the same thing going on. Dawn Marie Brown says, shout out from Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Welcome, Dawn Marie. Good to see you on here. Thanks for joining us. Big Johnson says, I hate cold weather. It's 33 here in Texas this morning. Michael L. says, I miss the heat of the Philippine archipelago. Actually, today it was rainy here and kind of damp in the afternoon. Before that, it was a little bit sunny, kind of cloudy. The past couple of days have had kind of, cool weather here, actually. So it hasn't been really hot. It's nice. Let's see. Michael L. says, I miss the heat of the Philippine archipelago. Lazy Larry says, Steven, I hate snow. I think we all do. You know, that was the last thing I remember when I left was a big snowstorm hit a few days before I left. And the roads were covered with snow as I drove into Boston to come to the Philippines. That was the last memory I have of Massachusetts. And if you shoveled snow before, you don't want to go back to shoveling. You know what I mean? So 11 series, 24 degrees and snowed over here in Chicago. Ms. Cavalier says they haven't even plowed the roads yet. Lost power earlier, but it's back now. About a foot or so far. That's not good. So, but you got a short driveway, Colleen, so you're lucky. Zane Underwood, freezing rain is the worst. Tim Norton, hi, is in South Boston. Keep that snow at Sunday River. Just rain here. Sinful says, I have not wore pants since February 11, 2022. Yeah, I've been wearing shorts. I think I wore pants maybe once since I've gotten here, maybe twice. That's about it. You know? But Bam Jammy doesn't wear pants. Let's see here. Who's up next here? Let's see if we get some more on here. We're at 46, 23 thumbs up. Lazy Larry says 35 degrees Fahrenheit or 1 degree Celsius. I don't know what the temperature has been here, but we've been getting these really, really super cool breezes down below here. It's been really, really nice. On the days that it's sunny here, it's still cool, which is really kind of cool here. So we've been really busy the past few days. I've been going in, I don't know if I've told you guys already, I went into the cardiologist here. I paid $16 for an EKG and $16 for to see the cardiologist. And fortunately, it was something minor. There's something in my heart's not getting enough electricity to one side, like 50% 50% of the whatever, you know, your body produces electricity to make your heart beat. Well, it's only getting 50% of that on one part of my heart, so it's messing up my heartbeat. But he says it's okay. He says it's normal in some people. Let's see. Big John says it's cold here. Supposed to be in the teens next Friday weekend. Our power grid is about as robust as the Philippines power outages in the cold are worse. Sinful says, yeah, shorts every day. I love it. Paul Gibson says, top of the world seems to be cooling off while underwear heating up. Going to be a hot Christmas. Enjoy your Christmas, Stephen family. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that, man. Zane Underwood says, SpongeBob has square pants. Yes, he does. Ban Jimmy, God bless. Didn't think you would read that. Okay. Yeah, I read it. Sinful's been cool here at times also. Ban Jammy, them Yankees deserve it. Gregory Jensen says, do apostle documents timeout. If I move there in 18 months, how current do the documents have to be? Well, if you're using them for your SRRV, you have to remember that like a police report or things like that, a medical thing is going to be, it's going to time out after 6 months with the SRRV. But everything else will be okay. Okay, so just remember that. But it's good to have them fresh before you leave, rather, just in case, because sometimes rules do change in the Philippines and they can get kind of funky sometimes, Gregory. So be aware of that. But most apostle documents do not time out unless it's something like a police report. Like I said, a pension letter or something like that will not time out. But a medical will. So just keep that in mind. Okay, if you need to talk to me about that, just send me an email and ask me for my phone number at steven5975@yahoo.com. Okay. Big Johnson says, I wear shorts every day, just don't leave the house. Justin in Arkansas, it's 25 degrees here and 25 degrees Celsius here in Tracy. Alan Garrettson, how do you plan a place to live in the Philippines out of an area that floods? Well, where I live, it's 423 feet up. You want to get yourself a good map to show you altitudes, okay? An altitude map will surely help you. You want to be probably 300 to 400 feet higher than other areas. You know, I would say 300 to 400 feet. A town that's up 300 or 400 feet is good. Okay, any place else is going to probably flood. The closer you get to Manila, the more flooding we have, actually. John Doe 701, yes, they're having a cold snap. Also tornadoes in southern states. Lazy Larry Lee says, Big Johnson, LMAO. 11 series, did PRA remove that type of SRV or program that let you retire at age 35? Yes, they did, because of the Chinese, what they were doing. The Chinese were coming in here, and they were sending all kinds of people in here, and they think that they might have been like a military people trying to come in here, and now they're kind of concerned about that. I'm not sure if they're working on getting them out of here or how that's working. I heard that they are working on something though. And Sinfuls just gave out the email address. If you need my phone number, just write to me and tell me, and I can help you. Lazy Larry C. Justin in Arkansas, just rub it in. Justin loves to rub things in. We're always yanking each other's chains around here. Sinful says, Lazy Larry Lee, I have been golfing. Ha ha ha. Yeah, this Sinfuls loves to golf around here. We got a lot of guys coming in that are gonna be golfers too. We have another Rich also that's coming in with his wife, probably like in March, I'm thinking. They're coming in, Rich and his wife, and he has an American wife. He doesn't have a Filipino wife, but we have a lot more of that going on, which is kind of funny. It's different to see a guy come here with his American wife versus a Philippine wife. Dan Jammy says, let me ask you, can you get checkups there? Yes, you can. I got somebody trying to call me here, but I'm not going to answer it till later on. I'm not sure why he's calling me at 10 o'clock either. Yeah, you can get checkups here. You can go to almost any medical center. They'll do a checkup here fairly cheap. Lazy Larry Lee, Sinfuls, I am jealous. Herb Williams, FYI, for the SRRV, no police check required if you are 75 or older. Yes, that's true. If it's actually if you're 70 or over. So remember that 70 or older, you do. Last I heard, unless they changed it just recently, which I don't think they have, because I talked to Mary Rose the other day. It's 70 or over, not 75 or over. Okay. Regular guy says, can you make a video based on how low a budget is possible in your area. Wow. You know, I don't like to do videos like that. I'm going to tell you why, regular guy. I don't think it's fair to people to say something like that, because what you can live off of and what somebody else can live off of are two different things. And I'm going to tell you, I would rather see people come over here on at least $1,500 or more, preferably two to 3,000 is the sweet spot. And I tell people that because it's a safe spot. You come over here on $1,500 or something like that, you're really not going to live good. You're not going to live happy. Some people do, but it's a special kind of person that can live like that. And you're going to have to figure out ways to live. You're going to have to change your diet. You're not going to be able to go out much and do things. You're not going to be able to get around much. I mean, I have a pretty decent budget here, and even I struggle sometimes. I just do. And I know if I was back home, I'd probably have to get a job again. But over here, I live American. Senator, can you shut that door, please? Sinful says, Ban Jammy, yes, you... let's see, John Fetchko says, what's snow? See, Sinful says, Ban Jammy, yes, you can get medical cards for clinics for cheap and lets you get Medicare for a year at the cost of the membership. Yeah, Sinful was telling me about this the other day. It's actually a pretty good thing. You might want to look into that. You can get all kinds of checkups when you get here, and they're very exceptionally cheap. Let's see, Sinful says, John Fetchko, some kind of white cold stuff, right? 11 series, seems like I'd probably have to wait till I'm 55 then, I imagine. Only 36 currently. You can come over here at 50, at least for a proper type of retirement visa. You know, 11 series, if you want to retire, if you want to have a really constructive talk, because you're 36 right now, about coming over here, because you got 14 years. And let me tell you something. Give me a call sometime. Email me at steven5975@yahoo.com, and I will tell you what I did, because you got 14 years, and I can get you to a healthy spot by telling you what I did. Okay, and it's a lot of work, but you could probably retire at 50 easily. Okay, regular guy. But if someone has less than 1,500, they will still be happier in the Philippines than in the West. Probably, you're probably right, regular guy. I agree with you. Probably more so. But if you get sick or something like that, I'm saying $2,000 to $3,000 a month gives you the leverage to get good health insurance even when you're in your 70s, because some of that is savings and stuff, and that's why I say you need to have more. 1,500 gives you no wiggle room for saving at all for when you hit your 70s. Just be aware of that. Regular guy, the great biggie, Dawn Marie Brown, are you hearing any updates on military bases in the PI in conjunction with the U.S.? I'm reading 5 base agreements in 2023. We have 5 now, and we have 5 more other bases that we're going to be working with. And these are going to be mutual bases. They're not going to be U.S. bases. So I want people to be clear, I want to be clear on that. There's no base here that's going to be a U.S. base. So make sure that's understood. But yes, there'll be a lot of people over here on these bases, but there'll be mutual bases. And I do think we're going to start seeing a large presence of U.S. over here. I think that's going to start happening a little bit now. Big Johnson says, John Furchko, snow is something they grow, make in Colombia, and when you ingest it, it makes you want to dance. LOL. Ben Jamie says, you can get some help in Arkansas. Sinful says, Metacard and Maxicare. Okay, so those are the 2 cards, guys, if you want to, and you have to work with certain places, and they'll do like regular office visits and stuff like that, from what I understand. I'm not sure if that I don't think that covers, Sinful will know, he can comment on this. I don't think that covers major things where you get admitted to a hospital. It's just mostly for like walking into a doctor's office, which is good. That's okay. George says, hi all, how you doing, George? Welcome aboard. Sinful says, hi, George, too. Roger Landon, hello from Udon Thani, Thailand, Chile. Alan Ricky says, thank you, Steve. Love and appreciate your effort. We had some snow in Manchester. Yes, they're looking forward to joining in Cavite first time. Sounds good, man. Thanks, Alan. Let's see. Justin in Arkansas, a problem with low budget is that if there is a medical problem, most locals just die. If they cannot afford to because they cannot afford for treatment. And that goes for expats too over here. You really need to have some insurance. I have insurance, and I'm thinking about getting more soon. So George says, hi, Sinfuls. The Passport Pro says, I spent a month over in Dumaguete and have been back a month. Currently selling everything and have an apartment and a bike waiting for me in Duma. Regular guy says, Passport Bro, do you prefer Duma or Valencia? Let's see. Big Johnson says, regular guy, are you doing a live tomorrow? Let's see. Dari says, he's asking the regular guy, not me. Dari says, the budget topic has been beat to death, like just going along with a range of 1,500 to 2,000 minimum lifestyle and habits, wants, needs will determine your actual cost. You can, if you're above 1,500, you're doing pretty decent, but 2,000 to 3,000 gives you a good retirement. When I say that, so I want to make sure that people understand it, and I think Sinfuls would agree with me on this. You need more money if you're retired. You want to. There's a difference between coming over here and surviving, and making it, and having enough food on your plate every day versus being retired and living a retirement. Because when you come over here, you want to live a good life and be happy and be able to do things with your friends and your buddies and go out to eat and stuff. And a lot of guys don't get that, and I know a lot of people don't have the wherewithal to get to that point. It's different living in a third world country than living in the U.S. because you have things you can fall back on in the U.S. So I want to be clear about that, and I think everybody here would probably agree with me on that. That you have a lot. You have social programs you can fall back on in the U.S. Here you don't. So, but you can also buy some protection over here to a certain extent, like insurance and things like that, but you really want to be careful. Bookum Dono Panay says, I laugh at people and expats that come here and struggle. They did not prepare enough. Why come here and struggle? I tend to agree with that, but I understand where some of these guys are coming from, and I see some of them in my travels, and some of them have joined the group. I understand, and they make it. Some make it. I've seen some people. We have a guy way down the end of the street here. He does not live well. That's all I'll say. He does not live well. Regular guy says, Biggie, play it by ear, I think. Bruce Stilt says, as a retired carpenter, can I bring some tools in my luggage? It would depend what the tools are, probably, but yes, you probably can. Let's see, we got 69 people, 33 thumbs up. Let's see. Regular guy says, Steve, have you spent time in Thailand? I have not. No, I have not. I don't even really have an inkling to go there. I don't know. If I went there, I would probably go to see some of the World War II places and museums here that they have, and that's about it. Sinful says the MaxiCare plan does give 20K PHP in emergency care. Okay, that's good to know. It's not a lot, but I mean over here that 20K goes a long ways. Let's see. Dean Thompson in the Philippines. Hello, everyone. Welcome, Dean. Dean actually is losing weight, and I saw him the other day, and he's looking thinner. He's looking good. Sinful says, hey, Dean, 11 series, I will have to get a hold of you then. I've been there before a few times and know that that's where I want to be. Having a full rating from VA as well. Getting my ducks in a row before I make the jump. Just keeping in mind that the VA over here only covers service connected, and they only are a clinic. So you have to use FMP. John Fetchko says, coming to Philippines in January. Regular guy. John, lucky you. Dean Thompson says, I think every expat should buy the MaxiCare plan if you have a location near one visit page plan. I'm going to look into that more and see if there's any around here, because I'm lucky that I have the doctor right around the corner there. So I'm going to look into that myself, Dean, I think, because that's kind of interesting. Big Johnson says, Bruce Diltz seems trying to take tools in your luggage would be a big problem. TSA might not like you very much. I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I would definitely be careful. I would probably ship that in a Balikbayan box. It'd probably be better off, cheaper, and less hassle. Keep that in mind, the Balikbayan boxes that we were talking about with LBC earlier. Okay, Sinful says, my budget is finally settled. I waited 11 months for my retirement from my work. Lucky I had backup funds, or I would have been screwed. Well, hopefully they give you that that back pay Sinfuls. Hopefully they do. I know you've been having a problem with that for a long time. I'm glad that finally worked out for you though. Manila Martin went to an expat party tonight. Lots of misbehaving drunk expats at BGC. I left. Don't want problems. Everyone stay safe. That's kind of the way I play it here. I believe in playing it safe. Stay away from the drunks and the troublemakers and stuff. It's just best for life. And trust me, we have our share of troublemakers over here, and I've had my share, probably more than most people, just because of I'm out there. Ban Jimmy says did they repo the hat? No, they didn't. I have a whole bunch of hats in there. I probably got about 20 of them, if not more. Sinfuls in check-in luggage. Let's see. Dean Thompson says party at Sinful's house. There we go. Sinful's. Haha. Van Jamie, the blue is better. That blue is better. Yes. It's kind of growing on me. I kind of like it now. It's kind of softened the room up a little bit more so than the other blue. This blue is actually kind of nice. I do like it, and it's actually made the house look a little bigger, and it did make the house look nicer. Certainly, it looks different. I mean, you guys have seen the video of the house probably. If you haven't, go check out the video of the house that I did about a month ago. Dean Thompson, losing weight until we got to Cebu. Big family party, too much food. Okay. I'm going to actually try to start losing weight. I think I got to because of my blood pressure. So my blood pressure has been a little bit off kilter lately. And I really got to do something. And my doctor definitely wants me to do something about it too, probably. John Jones, if you're a veteran, do you have to deposit big money to get the visa? No, it's $1,500, John. If you need more info on that, we do that. This channel that's what we do. Is we do SRRV retirement visas. I can help you and get you an agent that works for free because she gets paid by the PRA. So if you need that help, email me at steven5975@yahoo.com. That's what we do here. The Passport Bro says, my friend has been spending 39 days at a time over there because he is on SS disability. And SS website says anyone on disability has to report leaving country more than 30 days. Anyone have any info? I believe that's true. There's two different types of disabilities though. And, I believe through SS from what I understand. And one you can come over here and one you cannot. So just be aware of that. Sinfuls, John Jones, if veterans, you can do the courtesy, which is $1,500. That's the one we're talking about, the courtesy visa. And yes, we can help with that, guys. Sinfuls, yes, I got all my back up here. That's good, Sinfuls. I'm really happy for you about that. That's good news. Dean Thompson in the Philippines, you can live here in SSDI. Just keep a U.S. address if you have family still there. Let's see. The Passport Bro, regular guy, I prefer Duma. A few intersections. Getting back in Duma can be a bear. John Jones says you don't have to be an officer out of military. No, you don't have to be. You don't have to be an officer. You can. I know they have that written in there, but that doesn't matter. Andrew Michael says, how often do you make it to Manila? Do you ever take a bus into the city or public transport? Yes, we do. We do on occasion. Not very often. Most of the time we rent a car or whatever. But yeah, once in a while we'll take a bus up there and we'll get a cab when we get up to the PITX. And we do it that way. And it's cheaper. It saves you a few bucks. Sinful says, John Jones, an honorably discharged veteran. Not have to be an officer. Yeah, you have to be honorably discharged. Okay? Big John says, Bruce Stilts, most tools from here in the West won't work there. They have 220 VAC for voltage. Might just blow up. We did Big Johnson. We did a video about that actually today. You can buy transformers over here. I actually have one in here for my white noise machine because my white noise machine is an old one from like the 60s or 50s or something like that. It's really old. It's the type that they used to put outside the door with a motor going and making a whooshing noise outside the door of a doctor or something like that. And I have it in my room so I can sleep, and it actually helps me a lot. And there's other ones, but this one has the nicest sound, so it helps me sleep. It sounds like a waterfall. Let's see. Michael L says, it is all fun and games until someone has too much to drink. Dances on the table, says everyone is cute, and then passes out on the table. That's right. Let's see. Regular guy says, Steve, I saw your SNR Hall, and it's horrible. Start the apple diet. Actually, you'd be surprised. Let's see. I got apples in here, and I got mangoes in here too. So we are actually kind of on the apple diet already. So I'm gonna start eating more apples for sure. Anthony Oren says, "Hello, Steve. Be there in 16 days. Planning to stay for 3 months. Hope we can meet up for a coffee at some point." Maybe, Anthony. I mean, I don't promise on that. I'm gonna tell you why, because we get a lot of calls, and I'm working on my blood pressure, and usually I have a busy day. Just trying to get a video out is hard, but once in a while I will meet up with people. If you give me a call, email me at steven5975@yahoo.com. If I'm available, yeah, I'll meet you. I meet a few people here and there, but most of the time we work on helping people get settled over here or whatever, and also doing the PRA thing. You know, we also do that. Let's see. Darius says, regular guy, apple diet. Bruce Dill says, I'm in Toledo and not sure we're here to do Balikbayan box. Google has nothing in my area, not sure. Okay, you might have to travel sometimes, unfortunately, Bruce, because not every place has the Balikbayan box thing. So you might have to travel to a place that does it. I mean, I know that Justin, I think, had to travel to do his. Dean Thompson in the Philippines says, you can file for SSDI at the U.S. Embassy. Yes, you can. Justin in Arkansas says, as a Navy veteran without a pension of $1,000 per month, I had to deposit $20,000. Yes, if you don't have any sort of pension, you have to put more down. So be aware of that. I think you can change it over later on if you want to. So you can do that later. Regular guy says, Dari, have you unsubbed? I haven't seen you for a while. Dari says, SSDI is different than SSI. You're on disability. SSI is considered supplemental. Okay. I know there's the two different types, and I know one you can come here with and one you can't. I always get them mixed up which one's which. Our regular guy, Justin, how long did you serve? Let's see, Ben Jamie says, and give you salt and sugar and water. Let's see, Passport Bro says, I think the difference is between SSD and SSI. Yes. SSDI, whatever it is. I think it's SSDI. I'm not really up on Social Security, guys, so. Jay, hi, my wife has a house near you in Il Giardo Residences. It's nice. I've been there. I've seen that name before. I know it's right around here somewhere, not too far. Sinful says, Ben Jeremy agreed on removing salt and sugar. Yeah, salt and sugar is definitely causing me a problem, especially the sugar part, probably. I need to get out and start exercising more, and Justin keeps pushing me to get down to the gym more, but I just don't have the time sometimes. I wake up late because I don't sleep much at night. John Jones, metformin, poop your way to long life. That's actually what I take. I didn't take metformin because of high sugar. I took it because of uric acid. That's how I started taking it. And then I just stayed on it just to keep my sugar down. So metformin is actually, yeah, it does make you go to the bathroom, and it does make you lose supposedly 5% of your weight. Bruce Dill says, wasn't going to carry on, only checked baggage with no batteries. Darius says, okay, I understand, Bruce. So you just want to check that, but I'd still be careful. You know. You can buy all that stuff over here, you know, and it's probably better off just to buy it here. Dari, regular guy, you've been doing a lot of lives. The time of day hasn't been compatible. I still watch your videos. I'm subbed. Yeah, I know there's people all over the world that watch the live streams, and you know, we might not have a lot of people on here at a time. Like right now, we got 78 and 42 thumbs up. Sometimes we get 150. We're right around Christmas right now. Everybody's out shopping or whatever. I get it, you know, and that's part. We go up and down, but I want to come on here as much as I can. We don't do this every week because sometimes the internet just doesn't allow it, or I have something going on or whatever, and that's a problem. And with next week being Christmas, we probably won't be on here. It's my guess. I think next week's Christmas, I believe. Let's see, regular guy or be around Christmas. So we're probably going to miss a week next week. Then we'll be on the week after. Regular guy, Jay, you've been to your wife's house. What do you mean? See, Roy Jones says, there's apps for noise to put you to sleep. Yes, there is, Roy. And that's actually something I wanted to bring up. If you guys, if you look through your apps, man, there's a lot of stuff on there for different things. Unbelievable stuff. If you can't sleep at night, there's different sounds you can put on your these sound apps. You could put anything from like waterfalls to ocean or whatever you like, and you can fall asleep to that, and it's really, really nice. And you put as loud as you want to get rid of the roosters, but the roosters tend to come through. That sound just does not, nothing can hide it. So, but it does muffle dogs a little bit. Andrew Michael, wife and I just got home in Tanza, and we have a hard time making it at our hotel from Manila. Jeepney to Mall of Asia, van to Tracy, tricycle to our home, 3+ hours total. Any transport to Cavite advice helps. Wow. You know, we have a guy here. He's not around here right now, and we also have like two other people that can help us with rides. If you want to contact me, I'll give you the phone number of some of these guys. We got Ruben, we have Pax, we have another guy, Angel. All these guys will help you if you need rides and you can rent them. Andrew, just give me a yell. Email me at steven5975@yahoo.com, and I'll give you Ruben's number. Ruben's around right now, and you can call him. And he's got 5 drivers. Okay, if you just give him like a day or two's notice, usually he's pretty. Sometimes you can call him right away, and if he's got nothing going on, he'll pick you up. Regular guy, Roy Jones, good idea. Sinful says, Andrew Michael, other night we were coming home from the mall, and it took an hour to go 5 kilometers in my private vehicle. Yes, the traffic's definitely getting worse in the past 2 weeks, I've noticed. Going anywhere. We going to Manila because of the holidays. Lazy Larry C says, hi, Jamie. Justin in Arkansas. Regular guy, I did 3 years. It's not the time served. It's if you have a pension or not. Yeah, you need at least 2 years in the service, okay? Off the cuff adventures with Jamie. Hi, Larry. Bruce Dill says, can expats get a tax person there? Yes, you can. You can get online help from H&R Block, and there's also people over here that do taxes, but you have to find them. But be careful, because even H&R Block has messed up my taxes over here, so just be aware of that, because they really messed it up last year. Regular guy, Steve, you plan on being buried in the Philippines? That's my plan, unless anything changes, but as of right now, yes, I plan on being buried right near my home here. Actually, the plots that I bought is right next to the former vice mayor here. That was he was actually shot here, unfortunately, and I'm almost right next to him. So Dari says retired people should make sure they are registered on the Social Security website to have access when needed or for general purposes. Jay says, Justin, in fact, my wife recognizes you when we watched one of your walkabouts. She lives near PMO. Okay. Sinful says, next Sunday night is Christmas. Oh, Sunday night. Okay, yeah, so it'll be Christmas Eve next Saturday, so we probably won't be on here next week. Okay. Justin in Arkansas, Andrew buses go straight to PITX to Tanza. Ben Jamie says, stop salt and sugar water. Dean Thompson says, Steve, we had a great time at Chili's on Wednesday. Wishing happy holidays to you, all in case we don't talk again. Thanks, Steve, for a great year. Thanks, Dean. I really appreciate that. For any of you guys that are listening right now, that live around here, if you want to get in touch with me and you want to go to our things, you'd like to join our monthly group meetings, we do a dinner meeting, and we're probably going to do some getaways, maybe day trips, maybe even a few night trips here and there. We're going to see if we can put together something for this January, and possibly we'll try to do something either each month or every other month, as far as like beach getaways or a getaway to just go as a group somewhere and have some fun. Because it's kind of fun to just get away as a group. And we might do small groups, go here and go there, because it's kind of hard to travel with 50 people. But I mean, we are going to do some getaways for sure, and we're going to see what we can do soon, because I know in January I was thinking about doing something this month, but it's just too much between the holidays and everything, so we're going to save that for January, and I'll let everybody know that's a member. And if you're not a member and you want to be a member, just email me. Let's see. George says, if your military pension is less than $1,000 US, but combined with another pension, it's over the minimum requirement, can you still get the courtesy visa? Yes, as long as you're over that. And it cannot be like an annuity. It has to be a pension. Okay, so you gotta be careful. Sinful says, honestly, can't wait for the holidays to be over and the roads and malls get back to normal. Yes, I agree, Sinfuls, because anytime I go someplace, man, it takes 3 hours to get there, and it's just a short trip. Big Johnson says, Christmas, bah humbug. Just had to put that out there. LOL. Thanks, Big Johnson. I actually kind of feel the same way. Christmas for me was never really a great holiday. I understand the spirit of the holidays and stuff like that, and I understand, you have to remember sometimes the meaning behind Christmas, and a lot of people forget that. That's my thought on that, and that's why I don't like to celebrate Christmas that much, because it's just become a commercial holiday, and that's not what it's about. Ben Jamie says, did you know years ago it was called sugar diabetes? Yes. Dean says, sinfuls, we need to do some choo-choo. I know you're having withdrawals. Let's see. Roy Jones, still Christmas shopping. It sucks. Sinful says, yes, LOL. I want to get in on those games, Dean, sometime when you're doing that. Let me know. I'll see if I can get over there. Michael L says, I recommend 2 shots of Disaronno before sleeping. Alexandra Perron, first time jump by your stream. I just want to tell you that you do a great job with your videos. I have a question for you. Can you or your wife help me with finding a place to live even in Baguio? Unfortunately, Alexandra, I can't, because Baguio I'm not that familiar with. I don't even have, I have connections up there with some people, but not for housing. Unfortunately, no. If as far as finding a place up there, I would go on Facebook Marketplace and type in Baguio rentals or something like that, or just type in Baguio Philippines rentals, and you probably come up with some stuff. Craigslist maybe. I'm not sure about Craigslist, how active Baguio is in that, but I would try Facebook Marketplace for sure. I'm sure you'll find some stuff on there probably. Bruce Dilt says, good stuff, Steve. Been watching for a while. Thank you. Thanks, Bruce. Sinfuls, George. No, it has to be one pension of at least. Is that what it is, Sinfuls? Are you sure? I thought they could. I think you can do 2, Sinfuls, as long as they all add up to over 1,000. Before my retirement was settled, I had combined from the sources over 1K, but Mary Rose said no. Okay, so maybe it's changed then. Because I know at one time, if you had even 2 pensions, you could do it. But you may want to check with Mary Rose, because each person's kind of different, because annuities and stuff like that, annuities are considered different. It has to say pension and all this stuff. So as long as they add up to that, I think, but I'm not sure. Things might have changed. Michael L, Christmas and Easter are the 2 busiest seasons of the Philippines. John Fetchko, is regular guy the YouTuber? I believe so. I think so. Alexander Perron, pardon my English, this is my second language. Okay, no problem. Big Johnson, John Fetchko, regular guy, is a vlogger. Okay. Dari, John Fetchko, yes. Sinful's just put down the email address for you guys that want to contact me on here. I'm sorry, guys, that this is like, I'm really up against this thing. I have to read off the screen too, so you have to kind of bear with me, because I'm really close to the screen and my eyes are not doing that well tonight. Okay, Sinful says, Mary Rose told me no, Steve. Okay, because I'm almost sure I've seen some people slide through on it, but I could be wrong. I've seen so many people do this. But most people, their things are over 1,000. Let's see. Dean Thompson in the Philippines. I let Sinfuls drive me around. He can clear a path. Yeah. It's always fun riding with Sinfuls. Sinful says, LOL. Big Johnson, Christmas is about family, not commercialized money transfers. Yes, exactly. That's the way I feel too. I think Christmas has become about who's going to buy me this and who's going to buy me that, and I just don't like it. Alexander Perron, and it's always been a rough time for everybody. I think during that season, it seems like everybody gets kind of cranky. Roy Jones, on getting gifts for spoiled kids, what's not to love? There we go. Banjami, God bless. Lose weight. Banjami, do you shoot pool? It's good exercise. I do not shoot pool, but I do sometimes on occasion, just for fun, if I could find a pool table. Timmy, reach out to Bama. A lot of your flock aren't aware of him, and I respect you that you don't judge. I already know Bama, Timmy. I know him already. I've actually talked to him a few times when I first got here. He actually had a good story, and he could have became a great vlogger, but I think he messed all that up between alcohol and smoking. Yeah, he's kind of fallen apart. Roy Jones, love seeing the family during the holidays. At least I keep telling myself that. Okay. Let's see. But to get back to let's see. Wait a second. Here we go. Sinful says third floor of Robinson's Dasma. LOL. Yes. Sinful. When I go by there, I'm gonna check that out. I wanna maybe next week I can get over there. This week I'm probably gonna go down to Ten's Oasis for the day. Actually for a night. Sinful says the pool tables at Robinson's Dasma. I'm gonna have to check that out. Dean Thompson says Sinful and I flew our drones this past week trying to learn. Is there anyone who is proficient that might be interested in teaching a couple of newbies? Dean, I have a mini one. If you want it, you can have it. I'll give it to you if you want. It's a mini tiny one, and it's pretty decent actually. It's a good one to learn on. It's buy a mini one and learn. You can fly them in the house. Sinful says I flew today, Dean, as Bindi ran off. Let's see. So do you let Bindi loose sometimes, Sinfuls? Bindi's his Sinful's dogs, guys. We got 74 and 45 thumbs up. So I think we're gonna end it here early tonight. We don't really have a lot of people on here. I'll end in about 5 or 10 minutes, guys. So just FYI. Timmy says, "What's the latest hat your posse are wearing?" A lot of the guys in my group, they wear those hats like I got. I give them to people if they ask me for one. If they join our group, we give them out. Happy Mrs. Vlog. Hello. Let's see. How you doing, Happy Mrs. Vlog? We have multiple hats. I wear my Navy hat. I have a Navy. It says Navy on it. I have a whole bunch of hats. Simsville's, yes. We're out in open areas. Okay. Dari says, save yourself a lot of headache if you simply want to lose weight and clean up your blood flow. Stop eating the starches, rice. I don't eat rice, so that's not even an issue with me. Starches, rice. I eat cereal though. Not life as you get older, or potatoes, white breads. I do like potatoes. I do eat white breads. I do eat pasta. I know I gotta cut out all that. Sinful says, I don't wear a hat except when golfing. I mean, I'm kind of like I've always been a hat wearer. I've always worn a hat since I was younger, for the most part anyway. But anyway, guys, I think we're at the end here. We answered all the questions tonight. So we're going to call it a night tonight early. I know we're up to 60 minutes. Usually we do 90 minutes. But it's a Christmas season. I'll let you guys get back to your family. Let's see. Ben Jimmy says, it's fine. I will teach you. Big Johnson says, have a good one, Steve. Keep up the good work you do there online. Thanks, man. Dari says, thanks, Steve, for everything. Dean says, Merry Christmas. And yes, guys, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year if I don't talk to any of you. And Roy Jones says, my hat's off to you, Steve. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate, you guys joining us tonight and everything. And Sinfuls, I want to thank you. Thanks for doing the moderating. And tomorrow, next week, we will not be on. So we will be on the week after. Okay, so just FYI. Lazy Larry's Lee says, Steve and I bought a hat that just says Navy. I bought it when I videoed the USS Constitution. I've been on there several times. I actually went down. Last time I was there was for when they launched the USS Bunker Hill, which is actually down in the Philippines somewhere. Usually it's in this area. Sinfuls, enjoy your holidays with the family. Thanks all the good chat. Robert Nagel says, good night, Steve. Dean says, much love. Love you guys. Happy holidays, and I'll see you in 2 weeks, guys. God bless, guys. Thank you, guys.